Hello everybody and welcome to video 18. In the last video I added PSUtil to the project, which will give us a more accurate uptime calculation. So here I just added it to the requirements. So when you install it, it pulls in the PSUtil module. Also I changed the default for the title property. It's now returning just the internal name. Also, I fixed previous tick. It now just orders it by date descending and then pulls the second one instead of using the latest method. And then down here, I replaced system load average with this parentheses after it that tells you the interval based on the position argument. And then also I added time zone support. So this is the API, the JSON API method that gets called, and it's converting the time zone, or the X value here is converting it to the proper time zone of the user that's requesting it. And then in the graph, the show graph template, I have the name of the time zone added to the title. So down here, it has the name of the time zone. And then the values here are from this time zone. And that's it. And so in this video, I'm going to build out this optimized uptime metric. So first, I'm going to explain why we need this metric. So right here is a graph made by Munin that shows uptime. So this is a typical graph. What it looks like, it just has these it looks like a sawtooth. As time goes on, the uptime increases, and then you see this big drop, and this drop represents the system being rebooted, and then it comes right back online and it builds up, and then again another reboot. So this graph, which I just got from Google, it shows 1, 2, 3, 4 reboots over the past year. And the way this graph is made, so the way that it's currently being done with the unoptimized uptime is it just pulls the uptime and then returns it and then stores it in a database. So over time, each of these columns is 1 point. And so this 2 pulls a point every 5 minutes. The tick happens every 5 minutes. So that means in 1 hour, there's 12 ticks, and there's 24 hours in a day, so it'd be 12 times 24 times 365, and it comes out to 105,000. So this graph right here is showing 105,000 points, and there's a lot of points, and it's not necessary because these are straight lines. We only need a point here, a point here, a point here, a point here, a point here. We only need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We only need 10 points to show this graph instead of 105,000. So what I want to do is create a metric that only stores points if it absolutely needs it, and it's not going to just store everything. And so the main principle is it's going to actually do a delete. It's going to delete the previous poll. So if we see the graphs here, this uptime, it's showing these points along this line. We don't need these points because they are redundant. It doesn't define the line. The line is defined by the endpoints. And so we only need to store a tick if there's a change in something. So that's the principle behind it. So what we're going to do is, so if first I want to define just some nomenclature. So when the graph goes down to a 0, we're going to call that a power off point. And there's actually 2 points down here. You can't see it because it's too small, but when what happens is when you reboot your computer, you first have to turn it off, and then it turns on. And so there's a short period where it's just turned off, and the uptime is 0. So actually it goes down, and then it stays down for a short amount of time, and then it goes up. So there's 1 point here, and there's actually 2 points at the bottom, and then 1 point here, and then 2 points here, 1 point here, 2 points here. And so the first point, we're going to call that a power off point, and then the second point we call it a power on point. So, and then this up here is just the last known pole before it went to 0. This doesn't really need a name. So what we're going to do is we're going to first off, we're going to check to see if there's a previous point. So if there's no previous point, then we need to actually make a point. So we're going to create a power on point. And the power on point is, so like when we first start ticking, let's say the first tick is here. We need to create the beginning of the line. We need to create the point. We need to create this point at 0. And so the way we do that is we pass in the uptime. And we just extrapolate when the uptime was 0. And so what we do is we take this tick, it's just called tick, this tick.date, and we subtract times delta the uptime. And we'll call this just D. So now we make a tick for this date, and we're going to set it to a value of 0. And so now we need to do make special tick. And so here we're just going to make a tick. Well, actually we're going to make a pole, but first we make a tick. And then we're going to do poll result. So I need to look up what the arguments are. It's a date and machine. And so date equals the passed in time. And then for here, we want to go metric name. Seconds to poll, we're just going to set that to 0. And the result is we're going to set that to true. Or success equals true. Yep, that's all of them. Okay, so if there's no previous poll, that means that we're running it for the first time. It's the first ever tick or the first ever poll of this metric. And so we're going to just put a print statement here. Just call it first poll. And then down here, we're going to call this, we're just going to say extending uptime. And then the third, this is else. And then the third condition would be reboot detected. This will be a situation when it pulls the uptime, like down here, it pulls the uptime and it notices that it's less than what it was previously. And so it knows that a reboot just occurred. And so when this happens, we want to do a power off. And then another power on. And then when we do a make power off, it's going to just be the same as a power on, except the time is going to be 1 second beyond the previous one. So we'll say seconds equals 1. And it's the previous poll dot tick date. Yeah, previous poll, and then it's poll dot tick dot date. So the tick, the time of the previous poll minus, I should plus 1 second. So when we first reboot, we notice that it's less, and so then we put a point right below this point, so it's 1 second after this point, and then we make a power on point by extrapolating when the machine got turned on, and that's the power on point, which is up here. And I think that's it. So now we got the test. One more thing, we have to do this, because this might be none. We can't do a dot result. It has to just be, actually we're just going to delete this entirely. And then this has to be we have to do float because it stores it as a string. This result is a text field, and so it's going to come back as a string, so we have to make it into a float in order to compare it with this, because this is going to be a this is a float. So yeah, now we test. And before I do that, I'm just going to clear out the database. And also, I'm just going to just remove these other ones for a minute. I spelled it wrong. We have to make our ticks now. So I'm going to make the first tick. Previous poll is not attribute. Probably spelled it wrong. Not sure why it's doing that. Okay, for some reason it's returning, this is returning self, it's not returning. Get rid of this. What's weird is that it's seems to work fine for this, but when it gets to this one, it seems to be where it's failing. That looks correct. Yeah, so it made the tick, but it didn't make the pull. Well, I don't know what's wrong here. I'll just have to look at this a little bit later and find out what's wrong. I'll figure it out in the next video, but this code is all correct, mostly. Whatever the problem is, it's something probably really minor. So I'm going to end the video here. I'm not going to commit. I'm going to commit in the next video, though. So I will see you next video.